Clonakilla's been here since early 70s. It was one of the first vineyard to be set up in this district here. The owners were John and Julia Kirk, they're Tim's parents.
Dad had grown up with a love of wine. His parents owned a couple of hotels in County Clare and Ireland. And so when he settled in the Canberra district here at Murray and Bateman, he couldn't work out why there wasn't a wine industry here. They looked around. It seemed to Dad to be a fairly close parallel to some of the great wine regions in Europe. Everyone, of course, he consulted said it's way too cold, because in Australia we're used to a warm climate model of viticulture. You think of the Hunter Valley, for example, or the Barossa and McLaren Vale, the great traditional areas for growing wine. But Dad's model had always been a European one, and for him the cool climate of this district was a major plus. So he took the risk, he had the entrepreneurial gumption, if you like, in 1971 to buy a brand new subdivision. This had been a grazing, a sheep farming property. New subdivision, 71, the first subdivision in the district, and he proceeded to plant a vineyard here, which he called Clonakilla, after his grandfather's farm in County Clare in Ireland.
Well, the main white variety is Riesling. In fact, the first variety that John planted here in 71 was, one of them was Riesling. And again, Riesling is a variety that suits sort of the more sort of continental climate. Once you moved out here, you sort of tap into this area where people grow a lot of their own produce. They supply the local markets at Murray and Bateman in Canberra here with a lot of produce. The truffles have been going for the last 10 years are just amazing. The season's just started now, and because a lot of the flavours in truffles are like you see in wine, is that it does give you a bit of a flavour bridge to the foods and that. So it's a wonderful thing to have.
But we discovered years ago that when you plant Shiraz in these soils, these decomposed granitic soils, in this climate, which is a continental climate, it's cool, warm days, cool nights, big range every day between nighttime and daytime temperature. It just produces a wine which has got, as far as Shiraz in the Australian context goes, a gorgeous elegance to it. Our wines have a beautiful spicy component, so they're a bit more like pepper, a bit more like clove. So the Clonakilla Shiraz Viognier, we've been amazed actually, just the amount of, the number of accolades that it's received. Certainly here in Australia, you've got critics like James Halliday, who's been a great supporter of our wine. Jeremy Oliver, like it was his wine of the year. The 2009 Shiraz Viognier was Jeremy Oliver's wine of the year. So it just keeps happening, year after year, the people want to talk about the Clonakilla Shiraz Viognier. But it's not just within Australia either. Like internationally, we've people like Robert Parker, Jancis Robinson, and then just recently the Wall Street Journal reviewed our Shiraz Viognier. And the reviewer, I remember his opening line of his review was, Clonakilla Shiraz Viognier 2013, possibly the greatest Australian Shiraz I've ever tasted. Like Qantas, for example, we've done a lot of work with Qantas over the years. They serve our wines both in the first class and business class cabins on international flights. Qantas entered the 2005 Shiraz Viognier in the Cellars in the Sky in the first class competition. Lo and behold, it won. It won the best red wine served in first class anywhere in the world, which is an amazing accolade. The wines we produce, and particularly I think you'd have to say the Shiraz from this district, is equal to anything in the world. And time again, people are putting up Canberra district Shirazes like the Clonakilla. In many ways, we sort of try to keep the focus more on our domestic market because we like to look after the folks at home first. But look, demand's very strong, and we've been exporting to places like the US, the UK for many years. We're quite strong in Hong Kong, Singapore. Last few years, we've got also into mainland China through Shanghai. A little bit into Japan as well, Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, Canada is a big market for us. I think the whole world is waking up to the treasure that we have here in our own backyard in the Canberra district. This cooler climate, more gentle, fragrant style of wine that we produce here it seems it's a wine style whose time has come, and the world is certainly getting on board with that.